not emotion driven. I'm intentional about getting from God what he said I can have. So therefore, I'm not going to look like I'm fasting. God's going to know I'm fasting because something in heaven is going to move on my behalf. And then what happened is because Jesus here is speaking, and because he know that others was fasting for other reasons, he says in verse 17, but thou, meaning but you, I know what other people is doing, but you, when you fast, this is what you're supposed to do. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing, but when you fast, this is what you're supposed to do. Get yourself together, wash yourself up. Put on your perfume, put on your cologne, put on your nice clothes. Refrain yourself from the things that you were doing. Go to work, do your job, but remember me while you're fasting. Talk to me while you're fasting. Relinquish yourself from the things that you like doing. And people of God, let me tell you something. Fasting is not because it's a date on a calendar and you just turn yourself away from food. Fasting is not a time to say, I'm not going to eat from 12 o'clock and you ain't even talk to God. Jesus. And then we become satisfied because you say, I turned my food away up until 12 o'clock and now I'm ready to eat. But you ain't even talk to God. You might as well have eat. If the truth be told. Because if you're fasting and to have a closer relationship with God and you ain't talked to him through the whole fast, then what'd you turn your food down for? It was a diet plan. Talk to God. This is the reason why I'm fasting. I'm trying to have a closer walk with you, God. And so I'm laying aside the things that I want to do just that I can have a closer walk with you. So you got to understand that most of us do what I call just a normal fast. We turn away food for a moment, we just drink a little bit of water. That's what we call a normal fast. That's what we see oftentimes things happen. We say, listen, we're going to fast till 12, we're going to fast from 3, don't eat any food, drink a little bit of water, and refrain yourself. There's nothing wrong with that fast. I'm giving you the 4 phrases here that we see in the Bible about fasting. But the question is that when you turn away from food, you drink a little bit of water, how sincere are you about getting from God what you want? Because anything worth having is going to be worth a sacrifice. Anything worth receiving from God is going to cause you to arrest yourself and say, you know what, I need to put this to the side because I need to get close to God. You know, there was times where I would fast, and I'm from the old school. I'm from Church God in Christ, where we would fast twice a week, and I would just fast, and sometimes I was fasting so much until it was truly religious for me because automatically my body just wouldn't eat. I just wasn't hungry. Every Tuesday and every Friday, I would do Friday, I would do Thursday, and I just knew not to eat. And my whole day was going. By the time I realized it, I was only fasting until 12, 4 or 5 o'clock came, and I forgot that it was time to eat, but I ain't talked to God the whole day. Wow. Come on. But I'm just telling on myself. That's right. But I turned away the food. But I'm going through things in my life. I'm going through struggles in my life. The only reason for me to turn away this food so that God can remove those things so I can have a closer walk with him, and I ain't even tell him nothing about what I was experiencing. Nothing about what I was going through. I didn't set any anticipation for God to do something in my life. All I did was go through the rituals of fasting. No results. Didn't make heaven move not one bit. Didn't make the devil upset not one time. Because what I was doing was ineffective. Because I was only doing what was told to me to do. And so the question is are we fasting? Are we praying like God told us to do? Glory be to God. And then we have, amen, what we may consider an absolute fast or a fast of a surety, where now you deep, all kind of crazy things going on in your life, and now you're refraining from food and you're refraining from drinking, and now you go on this 3-day fast. You know, we often we got 3-day fast in the church, we got 7-day fast, and ain't none of us attempted the 40-day fast yet. We just talk about those in the Bible. Them the typical fast that we do, you know. You better hear from God if it's the 40. Glory be to God. And so what happened is that we have this fast and now we're serious, but what happened is we never prepare for it. And our mind said, listen, I'm about to go on this fast. And you're serious and you really mean Jesus all the way and you're trying to get results, but because you didn't prepare for it, you find yourself growing weary and well doing. And so now here it is, I'm ready for this 3-day fast and I'm about to jump on it and I didn't prepare for it, and then all of a sudden what you enjoy, they serve it free at work. You know how I do it. You've been working all year, the job ain't never paid for lunch, and all of a sudden you go on a 3-day fast and here the smorgasbord is laid out. And then you say, Lord, you understand, you know, I'm just going to have a little bit. And then what happens is that we allow the temptation of what we like because we're not disciplined. We enjoy those things. And so what happens is we make excuses for where we are because what we feel as though God may not do or what God may understand. Lord, you know, I'm a little hungry, you know, and I'm going to get it because I don't know when they're going to do it again. Like you ain't got no food in your refrigerator. You see, and that's what happens. And you got to be careful, people of God, because this is the enemy trying to prohibit you from getting closer to God. Amen. And this is a trick. And I'm only saying this and you're only laughing because you know we all experience this at some point in time. You know, when we get ready to fast, you're supposed to fast till 3, and already about 2 o'clock, you're already doing preparation of the food, but you never did preparation for the fast. That's good. 2 o'clock comes, you know you fasted for 3. You already got the deep fryer going, you already got the food cut out, you got everything ready, so when 3 o'clock comes, you can eat, but you never did preparation for the fast. But you expect God to move? Where's the sincerity of what you expected for him to do? So we can understand where we really are when it comes down to fasting. See, we don't like talking about this here. Especially on a Sunday morning. Y'all come on Tuesday, so I got to give it to you like this. Trying to help you get a closer walk with God. Because if you don't pray and you don't fast, watch this. I'm going to show you in a minute of how you're not going to get things done. Because the Bible lets us know that these things are done through fasting and through praying. So you're going to experience some things in your life that you can't shake off. And the only way you're going to be able to get it off is you're going to have to do some fasting and you're going to have to do some praying. And you're going to have to realize when you're under attack. Amen. That's right. That's right. You're going to have to know when you're under attack. Listen, you ain't frustrated, you ain't discombobulated just because you had a bad day or you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Listen, you under attack and you need to know what you need to do to get that joker buff off you. Amen. And it's going to come through some fasting and praying. You know, oftentimes we hear the Daniel fast. And we do the Daniel fast, but that still requires us to do a little bit of eating. And so we go for that because I just got to get something in me. You know, there was times, amen, where I would go on a fast and I'm just one that just fast. I don't know how I got this big. That's why I know fasting just don't help you lose weight. I'm just telling you, I would fast and I would fast and I would trust God. And not because I was always going through something, because I always wanted something from God. You don't have to always go through something to fast. Sometimes you expect God to do something and you show him how much you expect for him to do about the things that you do. Amen. And so there was things that I wanted God to do in my life, and so I would go on to a fast and I would have to tell my wife that I'm going on a fast because we're together. Married people, when you go on a fast, you need to tell your spouse that you're going on a fast because they need to understand why you saying no or why you're not doing certain things. Okay, so don't cook a big meal because I'm not eating. This typically what happens, so I have to let you know what's going on because I'm intentional about getting closer to God. And there would be times I would go on a fast and I would be tired, and in the beginning of my fast, I'll still do the things that I need to do through the course of the day because I got strength. But after the midst of being in a fast for a few days, and after a while, you become tired. And so when I become tired, I don't stop fasting. I stop doing the things that cause me to be tired because I'm trying to get hold to God. I'm not continuing trying to be exhausted by the things that is causing me to be tired. So what happened is that I began to fast and I began to do everything that I need to do concerning life. And as my day come by, I don't turn around and say, I'm going to fast today, and then tomorrow I'll say I'm going to fast. No, I put out and say I'm going to fast for 5 days, and I prepare for before the 5 days. Amen. And then what happens is that as I'm beginning to get into this fast and I begin to have a closer walk with God, I begin to study my word, I begin to pray harder and longer, and I begin to grab hold to God. And as my days become closer to my ending, I stop doing certain things even more. Now I'm not going to work. Some people may not have that kind of privilege, but nevertheless, I stop reframing some of the things that I do so that I can have a closer walk with God, because I know that my time is ending. I'm not about to fast for 5 days and feel like God ain't doing nothing and add 2 more days. I'm not doing that. So I have to relinquish myself from the things I'm doing and get before Him even the more. And typically when I do my fast, I fast and I'll eat a little bit moderately because I know I'm about to fast for a long period of time. And then at some point I'll go a couple of days without eating anything. Because I'm trying to get hold to God. I'm serious about what my family is dealing with. I'm serious about what my health is going through. I'm serious about what my finances are going through. And so therefore I have to let God know how serious I am by relinquishing some of the things that I enjoy doing. Amen. I'm not going to get rid of something that I don't enjoy doing. What sacrifice is that? That's no sacrifice. And so, Lord, this is what I won't do. This is what I will relinquish just so that I can get closer to you. The question confronts us, how many of us are going through things in our life and we're just smiling at it? We're just looking at it. We're entertaining it. And you're not even doing what you need to do to allow that thing to release you. I'm just going through the emotion. I'm going through the phases, and this thing is still bothering me. And you know what the enemy doing? He's still smiling and laughing because he's still winning. And you still complaining. You don't like your situation, but you ain't doing nothing to change it. When you don't like your situation financially, you put you some application and get you a different job. When you don't like your husband, your wife, you divorce. When you go about your business, when you don't like what your children do, you put them on punishment. But when you don't like the enemy, you just sit there and get beat up. What's the problem, people of God? When you have the power to make the devil cease, but you enjoy getting beat on, you come to church over and over, and you understand the word of God, but you're not even applying it yourself. And now you're going through things, and you're head over water, and now you're saying, I'm drowning. But Jesus is standing there ready to pick you up. You won't even look up to grab hold to his hand so he can pull you out of a situation. Baby, you need to fast. You need to pray harder. You need to trust God. Half the things that happen in our life don't have to happen. That's right. If we knew how to fast. If we knew how to pray. That's right. Amen. Matthew, the 17th chapter, you don't have to turn to it. But the 21st verse, we see, amen, that the disciples was called by a man who had a son. And in this text, we see, amen, that in the midst of this son having a lunatic spirit, the disciples couldn't cast this demon out. And so what happened is that these disciples found themselves with a title, found themselves walking with God, found themselves seeing Jesus do various things in the earth. And then when it came for their time, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't cast this demon out. They had what they needed to do it, but they just couldn't do it. And so what happened is, because this father was sincere about his son delivering, he has to come to Jesus. Now Jesus has to do what they could have done, and then they turn to Jesus, why we couldn't do this? Together, give him some praise. If you really believe what you were just singing, give him some praise. Glory be to God. Come on, you can do better than that. Open up your hearts and your minds and come on today. you to be. Hallelujah, Jesus. Hallelujah, Jesus. Hallelujah, Jesus. Just take a moment and just concentrate on him. Just take a moment and think about the goodness of Jesus. Just take a moment of how he's sitting there waiting for you to open up your heart that he may come in. Just take a moment and just take a deep breath and just let go. Release yourself and free yourself that you may be able to receive from God. He needs participation because he's not going to force his will upon you. And I promise you, if you just open up your heart and let in your mind and let him come in, you don't have to leave here the way you came. Are you coming to experience something, or are you coming to watch? Are you coming to grab hold of something that can keep you and that you can go home with? Or are you just looking to go home with the same thing you brought with you? I promise you that this is just not a church, amen. This is a hospital. This is the place where you get your healing. This is the place where you get your deliverance. This is the place that you get your breakthrough. This is the place that you can find yourself free. And who the Son set free is free indeed. But it takes for you to understand that you have a problem. And when you come to the doctor, you